These are the Soundcore A20i wireless AirPods from Anker. Just priced at a little under $30. You might be tempted to think that they've made some compromises to get it at this price point. You couldn't be further from the truth, because you could be missing out on a shockingly good pair of wireless AirPods. Now granted, they don't have any of the high-end features like noise cancellation or multi-device connectivity, but I do think they make up for this with an amazing app with plenty of feature sets and a superb listening experience. If you're on the fence on picking up one of these, this whole video is basically a very long yes. However, there are some caveats you definitely want to be aware of before you go ahead and make a purchase. Let's dive in. Assuming you took the leap of faith and actually bought one of these, what do you get in the box? You get the charging case, which will house the wireless AirPods. You get a USB-C charging cable. It's not the longest, but gets the job done. And then you get 3 pairs of silicone ear tips. So now that you have everything laid out, let's go ahead and set this up. So the first thing you do is you take out the wireless AirPods from the charging case. Then you put on your Bluetooth setting, whether it's an Apple or an Android device. Basically go in there and find the AirPods. It'll say Soundcore A20i wireless AirPods. Click on it, make sure it's connected. Once you're done, you go into your app store and then you download the Soundcore app. Once that's done, you go into the Soundcore app and you see this big button. It will tell you to connect. Just press the button inside. Then you want to go into the settings. It will take you to where you can see update the firmware. Depending on your device or your internet connection, this might take around 3 to 5 minutes. If you're using some dead phone, it will take like 2 days. Once it's updated, you're good to go. Now let's move over to the design and ergonomics. I generally like the design. I think they've kept it simple here. You'd find out that this is quite similar to most of the other earbuds that are in this price range. They've not reinvented the wheel here, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's very lightweight, so it's very comfortable when you put them in the ears. They don't wear down and they're not trying to pop out of your ears even when you're working out. They do come in 3 colors. Well, 2.5, I'll explain. So they come in white, black, and then white again. But the earpods themselves are lilac, pink, purple, something like that. Now these are also rated to be IPX5 water resistant. This means do not put these in like a bucket or shower with them or go swimming with them. They would absolutely get wrecked. So if you're using it in the gym and you're sweating, that would be fine. If you're jogging or maybe in a light drizzle outside, you should be fine. Another feature these things do come with is the touch function, and I like the fact that you can actually go in and customize what those buttons do in the app. I've seen earpods that cost like 4 times the price and don't come with any dedicated apps. I'm talking about your Raycon. So for the main reason why you're here for this video, is the sound quality of the A20i any good? For a little under $30, the sound quality you get out of these are exceptional. Now I know it's quite difficult to translate how great the audio quality is over something like YouTube, but if let's say you've used something like the popular Raycons, which really has great sound quality, these are on par. I'm going to try to describe the sound profile as rich. If you're someone who's into bass, you love to have bass in your sound, you'll be very impressed with these because they do an amazing job with the lower frequencies. The mid sections never make the overall sound profile muddy, and the high frequencies, while not too sharp, they're clear enough for you to appreciate the texture and higher frequencies of whatever you're listening to. Now, as I said earlier, these do not come with noise isolation. However, the silicone tips do a good job in creating a nice seal, so you're always going to feel immersed in whatever you're listening to. I didn't have any problems with this. Now, the battery life on this stands at around 9 hours. The time I've really pushed it, I got somewhere around 8.5 hours, but I will admit I was pushing more on like 70% of the volume. They say that if you're hovering somewhere around like 60 to 65, that's when you can get the 9 hours. But if it's a little bit more, then maybe we're looking at 8 to 7 hours. Now, if the case has a full charge combined, you're getting around 28 hours. Now, the connectivity on this is Bluetooth 5.3, so you can expect stable connections over wide distances. There's been situations where I've had the phone upstairs and I went downstairs and I moved around and I didn't have any dropped connections whatsoever. Another thing I really like about these earbuds is the fact that it comes with something called game mode. Generally, if you're using something like a Bluetooth earpod, there's always going to be some level of latency. Granted, Bluetooth 5.3 does have reduced latency. This will even take it a notch higher. If you're into gaming like on your mobile device or on your tablet, you'll be able to get a snappier experience. Now, that being said, there's still a lot of feature sets the app does have to offer. So let's quickly go over those. The first thing I want to go over is the fact that you have about 20 different EQ presets. So on here, you can customize the audio to sound exactly how you want it to sound. Something that was interesting was that on the default sound profile that comes with the earbuds, they actually have another button to further boost the bass. Now, one thing I wanted to quickly clarify is that with the preset EQs, you can't customize your unique EQ. So you have a good selection. I think there are about 20 plus. You can only select from that library. Now, the other thing on here that I really liked is the fact that you can customize the touch button functions. So if it's a single tap, double tap, long press, you can change what all of those things do, and they're independent of each ear. So you can have different configurations for the left ear and another for the right ear. Now, let's go over a quick mic test. They say it does have AI voice enhancing. So when I read that, I was like, is this a gimmick? Is it really going to work? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. This is a quick mic test of the wireless earbuds from Soundcore. I think they're good enough. I don't think they're the best. I don't think they're the worst. Somewhere in the middle. But again, this is in a very controlled environment. Let's actually put in some background noise and let's see how they perform. So there's some traffic playing in the background now. This should be a good way of simulating what that would sound like. Let's see how well this is doing in rejecting that audio and capturing just my speaking voice. Let me know what you think in the comments if this is doing a good job in capturing my voice, pushing everything else that's not needed to make for a better conversation. After reviewing the audio, I give it a 6 out of 10. I'll just put it that way. If you put it into context, considering how much you're paying for this, I think the audio is definitely usable. The audio quality degraded considerably once there was background noise. So if you're using these earbuds for calls, just be aware that whoever is listening might not hear you that well once there's a considerable amount of background noise. Like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not going to turn any heads or blow your mind in terms of the quality. And there's just a few tips I would like to give if you decide to purchase these earbuds. Because it doesn't support multi-device connectivity, you want to make sure that you're completely disconnected from the first device before you connect it to a new device. By default, try to connect to the last thing it was connected to. If you don't fully disconnect, it could cause some conflict and could cause drop connection. Another thing would be if, let's say, you've disconnected and for some reason you're not able to find it in your Bluetooth list, you sometimes may have to reset the Bluetooth connection on both earbuds. So if you're in that type of situation, you hold on to the side like this for about 8 seconds, and then it'll flash a red light. That way it'll let you know that it's in a new pairing mode. So you'll be able to connect from whatever device that you're using. You want to do so both earbuds individually, so the both of them are reset. So what are my final thoughts? What is my conclusion about this earbuds? I think it's a no-brainer. If you're looking for something budget, has good features, and amazing listening experience, definitely go with these. You're not going to have any regrets, especially when you combine the features you get with the app. You can really customize how this thing functions. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. If this video helped in your purchasing decision, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos like this coming out in the future. Until the next one, stay safe and have a great time.